and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is a presentation of the 2024 NSAA State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State baseball coverage is powered by Mullen Motors, Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Members Owned Credit Union, Empire Fence and Netting, High Electric, and Union Bank and Trust. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert.
Welcome back in one final time on a Monday night from Warner Park, as it's been a day-long marathon. We change locations to Tal Anderson Field in Omaha tomorrow, but first, one final one at Warner, and it's going to be a good one. The number 2 seed, the Millard West Wildcats, against the 6th-seeded Creighton Prep Junior Jays. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside here at Warner. As Austin, we can't talk too much about this one without mentioning the shortstop for Millard West High School, Tyson Lewis.
He's a stud. That's the simplest way I can phrase it. Wearing number 9, playing shortstop for the Wildcats. If you haven't heard the name Tyson Lewis, you might not have been paying attention to high school baseball at all. He's probably the best player in the state in this class. Right now committed to former Nebraska coach Dave Van Horn at Arkansas. But, Nick, I think you and I would both be at least mildly surprised if he actually makes it to college, because Keith Law, one of the lead MLB draft writers for The Athletic, is mocking Tyson Lewis in his top 40 prospects in this year's MLB draft. So depending on how those conversations with teams go, Tyson Lewis could be bound for Fayetteville, or he could be bound for the minor leagues. I still think he's bound for the minor leagues, but what a treat to get to watch him here at the state tournament tonight.
Well, you're absolutely right. And Austin, you and I had just this conversation a couple of minutes ago about how do you even, what goes through your mind as we were watching Millard West take their in and out. I mean, at shortstop, there's a lot of talent across the baseball field and across a lot of teams, as we've seen throughout the course of the next couple of days, or the last couple of days. But in all honesty, there's guys that look different. They look the part. And Tyson Lewis is as smooth as they come, working the middle infield area. And we're excited to see his bat. I know you haven't been able to watch him play in person. I was fortunate enough to see him in this Millard West Wildcats squad last year when they got the state tournament. But I tell you, man, there's different when it's Cale Fountain, when it's Tyson Lewis, when there's these D1 players, and especially in Tyson Lewis's case, where there's MLB possibilities, it looks different out there watching them move.
It does. The first game I was at saw Cale Fountain at shortstop, Tice Malinsky in the Bellevue West game earlier, and then Tyson Lewis. Different body types, different styles of play, but all pretty clearly leaders on their team, among the best players on their team, if not the best. That's why they're up the middle at maybe the most important or second most important defensive position, really in all of sports. They're at the shortstop position. And on Tyson Lewis and his decision, Nick, one guy that I'm sure he has his phone number in his Rolodex is Cam Kojal, who was at Millard South, went to Vanderbilt, of course, and was hitting in the 4-hole for a lot of the year for Vandy as a freshman. That's a guy that, again, different body type, right? Cam Kojal is a little shorter, a little stockier than Tyson Lewis is, but he can tell him about what's the benefit of playing in SEC baseball. What are you getting out of it versus, hey, could I have skipped the line? Could I have gotten my pro career started by going straight to the minor leagues instead of getting that SEC education?
Well, and it is interesting because you see the way that this lineup is set up. And, I mean, you want to talk about a quick 1-2 punch. How about right at the top of the order, Tyson Lewis leads things off for Millard West, while Nick Van Tyker, the future future Creighton Blue Jay, is hitting second. You want to talk about just a 1-2 punch? Not a bad one to have at your top of your order if you are Millard West head coach Steve Fry.
That's good enough power. That's really good speed. That's good bat handling. And that's the left side of your infield. Those are two of your most important positions. They're upperclassmen. They're old. They've been around the block before. So for Creighton Prep, taking the bump for them, getting the ball will be Jamison Harris. he has to deal with those two right out of the gate. Right away.
Yeah.
You can't afford to ease into a game against this Millard West lineup.
Well, it reminds me a lot of, and when I had a conversation with Rhonda Revelle of Husker softball, not this last season, but 2 seasons ago now that Husker softball, their season is complete. It reminds me of a conversation I had with her, and I've had it with Olivia Farrell as well, is that when you put Billy Andrews at the top of your lineup, it forces the pitcher, like you said, they can't ease in. And if they do want to intentionally walk her, okay, go ahead. Because then we have the heart of our lineup coming up and with a runner on base already that we trust immensely on the base paths, has the speed, has the athleticism. Go ahead. If you want to walk her, great. If you want to pitch to her, we feel pretty good about our chances too.
You absolutely do. Tyson Lewis hitting .527 on the year. Nick Van Tyker right behind him at .376. Those two have the most at-bats on the team. And Nick, that's where I think baseball managers, head coaches have gotten a lot smarter. So you want your best players with the most at bats.
Yeah.
How do you balance that out with Tyson Lewis being the best hitter on the team? Sure, you want to have the most at bats, but if he can do damage with the bat, maybe the 2-hole is a good spot for him, which is why we see guys like Mike Trout, like my own Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals, put in that 2-hole where they're still up in the lineup. They get more at bats than they would even one spot down in the 3, but with the ability to potentially have the leadoff guy on base in front of them. Tyson Lewis setting the table, Nick Van Tyker, that great bat control in the 2-hole, and then some power behind him with Moffitt and Valdivia in the lineup today as well.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's what I was going to say next. We're going to talk a lot about Tyson Lewis and Nick Van Tyker, and rightfully so. However, I mean, Millard West is not here just because of those two guys. They're here because of the rest of the squad as well. Jackson Williams is as quick as they come and out in the outfield. He'll be patrolling center field today. They are dominant top to bottom. However, though, as we found out with Lincoln East and now with Millard West, 1 through 9 can hurt you. But once again, if you're Creighton Prep in this case, you know you're the underdog. You were the underdog yesterday on Friday, according to seeds, when you beat number 3 seed Bellevue West. There's a reason that you're a 6 seed. There's a reason that you're here. And you got to figure out a way to control emotions and just go out and do your job.
It's the biggest game of your season. You're here without a loss. You won your first round game, and now you're playing a team that I think in any normal year, Nick, would be a 1 seed in Millard West. But Lincoln East is having back-to-back special seasons. So Millard West in the 2 spot, Creighton Prep coming out of the 6 spot right after taking down Bellevue West in their first game. Creighton Prep, just as a program, as an institution, has that knowledge of the state tournament. You never count the Junior Jays out. They've been to state 42 times. They made it last year, but it feels weird. It's been a while since Creighton Prep has won, right? You think of that run in the early to mid 2010s. Felt like every year, every other year, they're rattling one off, had that 3-peat from 2016 to 2018. Regardless of, seed, you never count Creighton Prep out just because of that institutional knowledge of how the state tournament goes, how to operate on the biggest stage in Nebraska high school baseball.
It's going to be a really good one. We're really excited for this one. It's been a really nice day of baseball. The weather has surprisingly and excitingly been pleasant ever since the early afternoon game. Obviously, the one this morning at 10 a.m., or one that was slated for 10 a.m., started at 10:30. It was a little chilly. The wind was certainly a factor in that one, but it's been a good day of baseball in the wind. The sun has popped out as we approach and just past the 7 o'clock hour here at Warner Park. So once again, we move to Tal Anderson Field tomorrow morning starting at 10 a.m. I know there's rain in the forecast later on in the week, but we'll have the coverage for you all week long here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's been a really nice job by the field crew here at Warner as well. They've made it look to where it's still presentable, where it still feels like you're playing at a AAA ballpark. And a lot of that has to do with the seats around and in the berms in the outfield and the batter's eye in center field and the giant scoreboard in left center. But it's a really, really nice venue. And these two teams certainly going to showcase their talent today on each side. We're excited for this one. Millard West is the home team. The Junior Jays are the visitors. We are just moments away. We'll step aside, come back in just a few minutes, tell you more about the Junior Jays and the Wildcats right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Nick Sandard, Austin Orman back with you just moments ahead of Creighton Prep and Millard West as the Wildcats are huddling around third base, getting ready to take the field here at Warner Park. Creighton Prep will be in their blue tops with black pants. They'll have white helmets as well, while the Millard West Wildcats in their all-white uniforms, white hats, white shirts, and white pants with green letters. And I believe, if I can see correctly from out here, a little bit of black trim around the numbers and letters outlining West across the chest and their numbers on the front and back as they set up, ready to go, and they take the field here at Warner Park. So once again, for Millard West, they will start Dylan Swierczyk out there on the mound, a junior, 5-1 record, a 1.64 earned run average behind the dish, will be number 13. Number 13 number 4. Let's try that again. Number 4, Sam Kidd will be behind the plate for the Millard West Wildcats, and obviously the man of the day of the tournament, potentially Tyson Lewis, probably one of the best recruits in Nebraska State baseball currently.
Just so smooth, Nick. Just such a natural ball handler there, the shortstop position. Even just during in and out, you can see, you mentioned moving differently, being under control, no wasted steps. Tyson Lewis is legit. And that's something we talked about a little bit, but I think bears repeating. We know about volleyball and how that's taken off in the state of Nebraska. Baseball, prep talent in Nebraska is at least equal to volleyball, if not even ahead. There have been players coming out of the Nebraska prep ranks making an impact in college baseball for decades now. And it's really incredible to watch and hear every time that you hear a guy like Tyson Lewis, in a mock draft as high as he is. But maybe we should stop being surprised, because it's been a while since Nebraska has really been a consistent, talent producer on the national level.
Stepping into the box for the first at-bat of the evening. It's a game 4 of 4 today here at Warner Park for us on the tickets. Number 2, the center fielder, Henry Bartholomew. Bartholomew on the year, 330 average, 2 long balls, 20 RBIs. 20 home runs would be pretty incredible. 20 RBIs, 29 hits in 88 at-bats for the center fielder. for Creighton Prep. So we are ready to go. Swiersick will pitch out of the stretch to start with no runners on base. And the first pitch of the ball game is a strike on the inner part of the plate, 0-1.
Another great crowd. Monday night, Millard West really showed up, and Creighton Prep definitely starting to fill in down the first baseline to our right.
No balls, one strike here. Swiersick comes set, fires, and pulls that one a little bit outside, 1-1. We've seen a lot of baseball here, Austin, and it's been a blast, but this is, once again, the crowds continue to show up, and I think there was some concern there of unfortunate for the folks in Lincoln with the 1-1 pitch going outside 2-1. When they pulled part of the state tournament away from Lincoln, right? They would always alternate years where, all right, Class A will play at Warner this year, Class B at Haymarket, and then they'd flip-flop the next year. And when they moved when they built Tal Anderson Field, it was almost, I think from a business standpoint, potentially a no-brainer for the NSAA, but it was unfortunate for the folks in Lincoln because, number one, Lincoln hadn't made a whole lot of state tournaments in Class A, but also at the end of the day, it's just unfortunate you have to drive up here and to see some baseball.
On a number of fronts there, as Bartholomew takes it high to run the count full, Lincoln has at least 3 good, maybe 4 even relevant venues for state baseball. So I hope at the very least, now that we have Class C, that creeps back into Lincoln, and then we can get really into rotation.
3 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes rather, and now it's fouled back. Once again, we'll do it again at 3-2.
You think about Haymarket, obviously that could be tough depending on Nebraska's schedule, but you think of Hartog, think of Sawyer Snell, even park that Wesleyan plays at, 33rd and J-ish, usable.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on, chopped right side, fielded cleanly, and fired over to first for out number 1 as the Wildcats retire Bartholomew. So a nice, easy routine play there, and that brings up number 12 for Creighton Prep, Anthony Caniglio, a junior third baseman today. Caniglio hitting .329 on the season, 1 home run, 17 runs driven in. So Swiersick comes set, fires home, first pitch, up out of the zone, ball 1.
Good at bat by Bartholomew to start things off. Saw 7 pitches, ran the count full, did his job.
1 ball, no strikes, swung on, fouled back our way, right side, 1-1. So important here at Warner, especially, and this is going to be more so even for Creighton Prep, first pitch strikes. Getting on top early. We saw what that could do for Paul Shortridge as it's a 1-2 count now to Caniglio after he watches a fastball hit the outside corner. But staying on top. We also saw it with Sammy Janes. It was allowed him to get on top early and your options open up. The 1-2 pitch, slapped right side, foul.
It's a good job of going with that pitch. A lot of guys would open up, try to pull that breaking ball, but Caniglio did a good job staying with it and fighting it off over the outside part.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the first inning. After a leadoff ground out for Creighton Prep, the pitch, upstairs, ball 2. Once again, you talk about these at-bats, especially as the state tournament progresses and bullpens become thinner. These extended outings and extended innings are just that much more important for opponents because your opponents, like in this case, if Creighton Prep gets to Swiersick early or forces him to throw a lot of pitches, they're going to see a fresh arm earlier. Maybe not one of the more reliable ones. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Swiersick from Swiersick is fouled off again. We'll do it again at 2-2. The designated hitter, Wheelock, just collecting foul balls over there in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch, upstairs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, extending at-bats that in this stage of the game, sure, you'd like to have a hit, but even regardless of the outcome, you've seen a lot of pitches from that right arm of Swiersick. The 3-2 hits the outside corner, strike 3, and that is Swiersick's first strikeout of the day, and it's a backwards K against Caniglio.
Pitch number 9 of the at-bat. You typically think advantage batter, but that was perfectly spotted up by Swiersek over the outside edge.
Well, and we're also seeing, right, we talked about the strike zone in the last game, and we talked about it in the one before that. A couple pitchers have struggled to find it, where this umpire, and obviously they rotate every single game, but where the umpire for that given game is going to call what's the farthest out that they can go, where they're still going to get a consistent strike. And I think Swiersek started to find it right there. 1 ball, no strikes here to Wheelock. Wheelock skies this one center field. Jackson Williams camping under it, and he's able to haul it in for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the first inning. Swiersek retires the Junior Jays in order, and we'll head to the bottom of the first, where we will see Tyson Lewis, Nick Van Tyker, and J.D. Moffitt to start for Millard West here in just a few minutes. You're listening to Class A State Baseball from Warner Park in Omaha on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. Dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people. Small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Stormer back with you as we enter the bottom of the first. And leading things off for Millard West will be Tyson Lewis. He'll face Jamison Harris for Creighton Prep. Lewis throws right, hits left. So it'll be a lefty-lefty matchup to start here for Millard West. So Tyson Lewis, once again, future Razorback, probably going to hear his name called pretty early in the process in the MLB draft here this summer. Has a decision to make, but first trying to capture a state title. As the first pitch is fouled off, he jammed Tyson Lewis, and it'll be no balls and 1 strike.
I see at least one Arkansas hat in the crowd. Second row from the back, right behind the section just closest to us in front of the dugout.
Woo Pig Suey. No balls, 1 strike. First batter of the game. Tyson Lewis hits this one left side, tailing foul, and it will reach the seats. And by the time it did, he was already halfway to second base. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyson Lewis. Jamison Harris on the bump. No balls, 2 strikes. Back in a Super 60 prospect camp in Chicago this last year, Tyson Lewis as the takes ball 1 low and away. He was registered as having the hardest exit velocity out of any national high school prospect. He and Cale Fountain were 1 and 2. So stand up Nebraska. 1-2 count. Swung on. This one hit well. It could be gone. As it's down on the right field side. It is not gone, but it one hops the fence, and it will be a ground rule double for Tyson Lewis. I initially thought that it got enough on it, but then I remembered after I said it that the wind was blowing directly in and towards that foul line.
Placed it perfectly. Right fielder playing pretty straight up between first and second bases. Lewis got it right down the line with a little bit shorter of a hop. That's an easy stand-up triple for him, but instead he gets to coast in second, ground rule double to lead things off.
So it is nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Nick Van Tyker. We talked about that 1-2 punch for Millard West. A dream start here for head coach Steve Fry and Millard West if Tyson Lewis is able to come around and score. You have Lewis on second base, nobody out. Nick Ventiker, the future Creighton Blue Jay, stands in on that right-handed batter's box. The first pitch, the at-bat hits the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Good piece of hitting by Tyson Lewis, too, is a pitch on the inside from a lefty that he opened up just enough to hook inside that right field foul line.
No balls, 1 strike. Jamison Harris comes set at the belt. He lifts and fires. It's in the dirt. Ball 1. Millard West 30-5 on the season, while Creighton Prep 21-12. Certainly not a bad mark for either one of these teams. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, bottom of the first. Tyson Lewis stands on second base. Ventiker wiggling the bat above his head from the right-handed batter's box. The pitch on 1-1 swung well. Hit, base knock up the middle. Fielded by the center fielder. Lewis zooming around third. The throw home is going to be cut off, and now Lewis is in a rundown. They throw to third. Chasing Lewis down the third baseline. They tag Lewis out, and Ventiker advances to second, but an incredible play by Bartholomew in center field to throw it on a line. It was fielded by the catcher for Creighton Prep, Chase, and he was able to throw it to third and then get Tyson Lewis in a rundown because it was too late to turn back to third base for Tyson Lewis.
Aggressive send. I like the decision early on, Nick. That is a heck of a throw from Bartholomew. That ball was laced up the middle, which gave him a little bit extra time, right? The ball got on him a little quicker, so he's able to get up on it with his momentum, taking him toward home plate. Just a perfect one-hop home. Could not have been a better throw from Bartholomew in center.
So now it's time for J.D. Moffitt. Moffitt hitting in the 3-hole today. Ventiker stands on second as it was a single, and he advanced on the throw. So the first pitch, the at-bat to Moffitt, is in the dirt. Good block behind the dish by Chase, and it's 1-0.
Credit Harris for not losing his mind either. He ran to back up home plate.
Yeah.
He was in position for the rundown, which is something that, lesser high school teams forget to do more often than you'd think.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Ventiker stands on second, swung on and fouled back to the backstop, 1-1. J.D. Moffitt on the season, 305 average, 2 home runs, 22 runs driven in, 18 hits, and 59 ABs. Moffitt, a right-handed hitter. Jamison Harris comes set, lifts the leg, and it's just a tad up and in, 2-1. We talked about that in the pregame, Austin. We were watching the in and outs for both sides, and we talked about both these teams have pretty good arms in the outfield. You're going to need a soft hit or, frankly, something close to a gap to really be able to send somebody from second base, because there's also going to be a lot of hard hit baseballs in a matchup like this. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ventiker stands on second. Has a pretty decent lead. The pitch is low and inside, ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 hits in the bottom half.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at membersowncu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Nick Standard, Austin Norman back with you. Apologize for the technical difficulties, disconnection. Pretty sure you guys heard that Tyson Lewis was thrown out in between third and home. But now as Moffitt was standing on first base for Millard West, they ground ball to the shortstop. The shortstop for Creighton Prep, Anderson, just elected to go just to first and then immediately put his hands in his head in his hands because I think he realized I should have went to second with that to get the lead runner in that case. Millard West does score on that ground out though. So with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, it's 1-0 Millard West out on top of the Junior Jays.
A mental error you can't afford against a team that's higher ranked than you that's already beat you twice this year. So little things that will add up. Letting Millard West get on the board at all is dangerous, but especially in the first inning.
So now the first pitch to the designated hitter, number 7, Caden Struck. Struck the DH today as he's hitting .302. No home runs, 12 runs driven in on the season. 1 run allowed here in the bottom half of the first for Millard West. The pitch from Harris, chopped left side, slow ground ball, plenty of time, and the throw is in the dirt, and it goes into foul territory. All the way up the right sideline, the runner had no idea, and so he slowly trots into second, but the run does score in J.D. Moffitt. And so an error on the third baseman allows Struck to reach, and it also allows J.D. Moffitt to score. So now it is 2-0 Millard West.
And again, Nick, the mental error leads to another opportunity, ball put in play. There's an actual error that reflects on the scoreboard. Now visit to the mound here.
So a visit to the mound, we'll step aside as well. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. We'll see what Creighton Prep decides to do and head coach Pat Mooney when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Creighton Prep going to stick with Jamison Harris on the mound, and probably the smart decision. Still early in the game, bottom of the first. Chance Roberts steps in for Millard West. Runner on second. And the first pitch is a strike on the inner part, 0-1. So once again, Nick Van Tyker scored, and J.D. Moffitt scored for Millard West. Then a fielder's choice allowed a couple of runners to advance. Runner on second base is Caden Struck after an error. This one hit well out to right field. It'll be a one-hopper fielded, or I should say it's not fielded cleanly by the right fielder. It took kind of a funky hop. And once again, Austin, you talk about the trickle-down effect, chain of events, as Chance Roberts gets an RBI single, is that if that third baseman for Creighton Prep, number 12, Caniglio, makes a clean throw over to first, you're talking about Creighton Prep is out of this inning.
Smithburg could have picked it as well. Wasn't a great play there by Caniglio, but there, Cal Anthony in right field, we saw his arm during in and out. It has a good arm. If he fields that cleanly and doesn't bobble it, we might have another play at the plate.
So now the runner goes. They missed, number 4, Sam Kidd is the hitter. But now another injury sliding into second base. As this time Chance Roberts is slow to get up. May have jammed the shoulder just a little bit, sliding head first into second base. Still sore, still swinging that shoulder around. And, wow, 3 athletic trainers are rushing out there to go see Chance Roberts.
3 trainers, 1.5 coaches. Second base umpire and the third base umpire is on his way too. That goes back to communication, though. You hope that he's not seriously injured. You hope it just kind of jammed it a little bit and he's able to shake it off, wiggle it out, and be fine. But there was no throw. Catcher dropped the ball. Yeah. Coach, batter, someone's got to be on up, especially if a guy's sliding head first, right? We see more injuries sliding head first than we do sliding feet first.
Yeah.
So if there's anything bad, with the shoulder injury at second base, and again, it's a little thing, communication.
So there was a swinging strike as the 3 athletic trainers all jog off the field. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
I think it's 1 trainer and 2 interns or 3 full-time trainers.
I don't know. No balls, 1 strike, 3-0 here in the bottom of the first in favor of Millard West. Sam Kidd, the hitter in the right-handed batter's box. Jamison Harris will step over and behind, back to second base, skirts Chance Roberts.
Still shaking that shoulder a little bit.
3-0 your score. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch from Harris. In the dirt, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Kidd, the righty hitter against Harris, the lefty thrower. Swung on and missed. Hardy cut by Kidd, and it's now 1-2.
Good elevated fastball. The fastball either has to be up or down. Leaving it in the middle of the plate leads to the damage we've seen from Millard West so far.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Big chance for Harris to get out of this inning for Creighton Prep. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. A lot of concern for that runner at second base, Chance Roberts, right now.
Again, that's a little thing that adds up. If you make a pitcher that's already scuffling a little bit, think about you, take a look at you, worry about you, that has a compounding effect for your hitters in the box.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swung on and missed, and Jamison Harris is able to strike out Sam Kidd. 4 out number 3, but part of the damage has been done. Creighton Prep with an error in that inning certainly allowed the last 2 runs to score for Millard West. They were able to cut down Tyson Lewis at the plate, but Millard West still gets 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. We head to the top of the second, due up for Creighton Prep. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Nick Standard, Austin Norman back with you. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in the Creighton Prep lineup. Swiersick back out on the mound for the Millard West Wildcats, who will lead 3-0.
Thanks, Nick. Liam Smithberg playing first base. He is a right-handed hitter. On the year, Liam Smithberg bats .346, 28 hits in 81 official at-bats, 14 runs, 14 driven in. He's a sophomore as well, one of the younger players we've seen here on the field at State. Swiersick fires in fastball for strike one. It'll be Smithberg, Anthony, and then Birchfield here in the Junior J second inning. Swiersick sets out of the stretch. Fly ball lofted, shallow right field, drifting out the first baseman, the second baseman, ranging all the way over to make the catch. What an effort from Mike Valdivia. Ran from deep in the hole at second base onto the warning track in foul territory to make a sliding grab, an acrobatic way to record the first out for the Wildcats.
Yeah, really nice job, right? Just knowing kind of the dimensions of the field, understanding that you have room. Also going back to that communication piece, understanding that's the catcher's job to get to that wall and say room, or out, out. That way you know you're not going to barrel over the wall.
Here's Cal Anthony. Lefty batter steps into the box, waves through a fastball. He's down in the count 0-1. Swiersick, a little different setup here, Nick. He'll start with his left foot a little bit across on the third base side, then come back across his body as he delivers. That pitch outside, it's 1-1. Might be a good way to pick up a little extra velocity, just with that little extra body movement coming back across. He set at the belt. Here's Swiersick's 1-1 in the dirt. Cal Anthony playing in right field today. On the year, if I can find his numbers. That one fouled off. Ball out of plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 443 hitter is Cal Anthony on the year, 27 out of 61. Good pop in the bat. Again, another sophomore, 3 home runs. Here's Swiersick. Fires in the 2-2. Waved at and missed. Catcher will pick it up. That's Kidd throwing down to first base for the strikeout. The second strikeout of the day for Dylan Swiersick. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, right now, I mean, especially if you're Millard West, you're pitching with a lead. Mentality doesn't necessarily change. The way you approach hitters doesn't change, but it becomes just that much more important just simply to throw strikes.
Now here's Logan Birchfield, 290 hitter this season. Junior sprays that one foul out of play to the right off the facing of our level of the box up here. No balls and 1 strike to count.
I was just going to say, we haven't had many foul balls come our way yet today.
You got me excited for that when you were talking Friday and Saturday, and then it's been
well, even when you and I were up there Saturday, we had a couple that just flew over our head.
True, we were a little more off to the right.
Yeah, not straight back.
Here's Swiersick. He fires the 1-1 home. A little bit of a swipe frame there, but gets the call anyways. 1 ball and 2 strikes on a fastball in the outer half.
I would say like the fans around in the seats is a really good number. The fans standing around as well. Just really nice number of fans here to close out today.
Perfect night for a game. Swiersick's 1-2 pitch, less than perfect. Eludes the grasp of Kidd. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe a little chilly earlier in the day, but Nick, now that we're here at 7:50 or so, the sun's still shining, a little bit of a breeze, not overpowering. Perfect night for baseball. As that ball lofted foul down the right field line, another long chase by a trio of Wildcats. Closest to it was the first baseman, Moffitt, but it reaches the seats. We'll do it again at 2-2. Swiersick, an 18-pitch first inning. Next pitch of this inning will be his 13th.
Millard West, such a strong powerhouse program. So many really talented players coming out of this program.
Here's Swiersick. Front door breaking ball low and in. Count runs full.
Max Anderson, the Gomez brothers, multiple names coming out of the Millard West Wildcats uniform.
I feel like it rotates around Omaha's. Millard South for a while. West side, Millard West had its run. Creighton Prep. Full count pitch. Lofted to left field. Camping under it in left field is Jake Blackman for Millard West. 1, 2, 3, go the Junior Jays. 3-0. Millard West leads. They get their second crack in the batter's box. When we return to Class A state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
3-0 Millard West leads Creighton Prep through an inning and a half of play. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, Nick Sainert. Nick, couple things here quick before we get the bottom of the second started. First of all, the leadoff batter for Millard West, Jackson Williams. You've seen him on the football field. Heck of an athlete.
Yeah, really talented athlete. Wide receiver for Millard West. Saw him a couple of years ago. He, with just a couple of seconds left on the game clock, took a short pass from their quarterback, 68 yards for the touchdown, broke some Southwest hearts at Seacrest Field. Jay Foreman, that's the highest pitch I've ever seen or heard Jay Foreman get to, was when we called that game, because Jackson Williams turned on the Jets and he was gone, cocked that head back, as Jay would always say, and found pay dirt. So now here he is stepping in. Really good baseball player. We saw him shut down a couple of opponents last year at the state tournament.
315 batting average for Williams, who does throw as well. His batting average higher than his ERA. That is always a good sign. He takes ball one from Jamison Harris back out for a second inning of work. What's got to change for Harris here, Nick?
Well, I think a lot of it's just figure out a way to command the zone. I think a lot of it is he's trying to – it almost looks like he's overthrowing at times, which causes, obviously, the inconsistencies, the inaccuracies. It'll be one pitch that's low in the zone in the dirt, and then the next one, like we just saw, is up high, not even a chance for Jackson Williams to even swing and whiff at it. So it's one of these that if you don't get ahead in the count, or if you can't even up the count at 1-1, 2-2, whatever the case may be, if you're always fighting back from 2-0, 3-1, you got to leave it over the heart of the plate. And Millard West, along with a lot of these teams at the state tournament, are just too good to do that against.
Williams fouls one back over our heads. Now he squares the bunt, pulls it back, still takes a called strike, count back even 2-2. Williams disappointed in himself, missing that 2-0 pitch. Looks like it's one he thought he could handle, but instead he pops it up foul. So it's 2-2. Harris is set. A letter high, the lefty, high right leg kick. He deals. Dropped third strike. Williams out by a couple steps. I think Williams was surprised by that call.
I think he was surprised that it was strike three. I thought he felt like maybe that was inside. And then to add, more to it, it was interesting because the catcher just missed it. It just popped out of his glove. And so instead of it being the traditional swinging in the dirt strike three, it just popped out. So it kind of felt a little awkward.
And now it's Jake Blackman, the left fielder, laying down a bunt. Nick, there's your Fowler. Perfect call. Took to the last game of the night, but that could not have been a better bunt from number 30, Jake Blackman, on the first pitch.
Right in between. It started out in the grass, and that's also understanding maybe one of the benefits of watching from afar and being here for the entire game was understanding, okay, bunting down the third baseline, maybe I need to start it a little closer to the pitcher here at Warner Park because it's naturally going to go towards the foul line. So I need to that's just understanding the terrain, the place that you're playing in, and he did it perfectly. It started out in the grass and it ended up right in between the foul line and the cut of grass.
So junior Jake Blackman is at first base after the bunt single. Lineup flips over. Tyson Lewis gets his second crack as Blackman, no hesitation on a ball that was dropped by the catcher Michael Chase. He's into second base standing up. Good aggressive base running, good lead from Jake Blackman. He rips off second base without a throw. Now he's in scoring position. for Tyson Lewis, who is first on the team for the Wildcats in RBI with 38 of them.
Especially when you have these two guys up next. That extra 90 feet is crucial.
Lewis a double down the right field line, his first at bat, and now the count's in his favor. He's up 2-0.
And this is not where you want to be. This is not where you want to be against anybody in this lineup, let alone a guy that's probably going to hear his name called in the draft later this year.
Be careful, but don't be scared here would be the advice you're giving to Jamison Harris on the lefty-lefty matchup. Harris picks the leg up, turns towards second base, just keeping Blackman honest. Saw Millard West rip off third base earlier. So here's Harris, trailing in the count 2-0, steam down 3-0 in the game. Lewis swings through a fastball over the heart of the plate. Helmet flew off just a little bit. He readjusts. He's back in the box. I think Harris got away with one there, Nick.
I think so, too. That was one that Tyson probably saw elevating and celebrating.
So the 2-1 from Harris. Lewis swings over a breaking pitch at the bottom of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Arkansas commit.
So now you're fortunate, right? You've been able to throw 2 in the zone, get some swing and misses. Players like Lewis don't swing and miss very often, right? So now you're at 2-2, got to figure out a way to attack.
The delivery taken low.
I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a fastball in on the hands there. I think, right, the first pitch of the game, Tyson Lewis got jammed and hit a little slow dribbler foul to the third base side. It's when he can get his arms extended is when he's the most dangerous. Figure out a way to maybe jam him inside and give your defense an easy play to retire Lewis on.
Try front door breaking ball, try a fastball inside, breaking ball outside, poked foul by Lewis. That'll get out of play out of the stands.
And that's just something to it, right? Like we're always taught and told, pound the outside corner. And part of that's true, but also when you're facing a lineup like Millard West and you're playing talent like you do at the state tournament, those things aren't always going to be true because teams have been pitching like that against them all season long.
Another look at second base. Harris twirls and steps off. As with any sort of defense in any sort of sport, it's about throwing timing off. It's about throwing rhythm off. If guys are so used to outside mistakes over the middle, if you come inside, it can surprise them sometimes. There's the fastball in on the hands, like you said, just what the doctor ordered. Lewis will hustle it out as he rolls it over, but it's a 3 unassisted from Liam Smithberg. That's the second out of the inning as Jake Blackman moves up to third base.
I thought that was really good, right? Because now your swing doesn't change when it's a fastball in on the hands. You just have to figure out a way to get around it a little quicker. And Tyson Lewis, after being pounded with fastballs outside, breaking balls outside on a lefty-lefty matchup, go in on the hands. A little heat on the hands. You also had a pitch to work with. Let's see what happens.
Here's Nick Van Tyker. He singled back in the first inning. After Lewis led off with a double, Lewis got caught in the rundown. Van Tyker made it all the way to second base. And to your point, Nick, Harris isn't the fastest thrower.
No.
But if you're seeing breaking ball moving away from you as a left-handed batter, it's slower, it's tumbling away. Naturally, you sit back and wait. So even if the fastball doesn't have that much zip or ride, it throws off your timing just enough. As Van Tyker takes ball 2, he's up in the count 2-0.
Well, especially when you have a base to work with.
RC's boxing production is proud.
Especially when you have a pitch to work with. Or a base to work with, rather. Excuse me.
2 balls, no strikes to Nick Van Tyker. Jamison Harris, the pitcher, on the mound. Jake Blackman, the runner at third base. Fastball way outside. Good diving stop there by Michael Chase, the catcher. That saved the run.
Doesn't get any easier after Van Tyker, though.
That it does not. Moffitt drew a walk and scored. Mike Valdivia, the cleanup hitter, had into the fielder's choice, drove in a run. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Millard West up 3-0. Here's Van Tyker, the righty, wiggles the bat in the box. Harris is set, delivers home. Another fastball outside. Van Tyker trots down to first with a 4-pitch walk. Brings up J.D. Moffitt.
I would assume that we'll see Nick Van Tyker in motion relatively quickly. So as we see a couple of bullpen arms, number 16 and number 8 for Creighton Prep, that is Easton Lukes and William Smithberg, respectively, trotting out to the center field bullpen along with a bullpen catcher.
Catcher Michael Chase takes a short jaunt 60 feet 6 inches away. He's going to talk to Jamison Harris, give his players some time to get to the bullpen, some time to start warming up. It's Moffitt at the plate. He's a right-handed hitter. Drew a walk in the first inning on a full count. Worked the count pretty deep. Now our home plate umpire goes out to break up the conference on the mound. 3 runs on 4 hits for Millard West through an inning and 2/3. No runs on no hits. Also an error by the Creighton Prep Junior Jays.
Like I said, I would expect to see Nick Van Dyker in motion pretty early in this at bat. Give maybe even this first pitch if you feel like you have a good read on Harris, just because allow 2 guys into scoring position for your cleanup batter, or your 3-hole hitter.
Chase has a good arm behind the plate. There Van Dyker goes, no throw. So to your point, Millard West wastes no time putting some pressure on the Junior J defense. Now 2 in scoring position for Moffitt. Ball 5 chance breaking out. The Millard West crowd. Now 6 straight balls from Harris.
And Creighton Prep's got to be careful here, because this could get out of hand in a hurry here if they don't find the strike zone and be able to get some offense going on the flip side.
Here's Harris, the lefty, fires home. That ball ripped on a line to short, caught by Garrett Anderson. It'll be Chase, Ziola, and Anderson due up in the visiting half of the 3rd inning. We'll be back in 60 seconds to the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Dylan Swierczyk climbs the mound for his 3rd inning of work. His Millard West Wildcats leading Creighton Prep 3-0. Here to tell you about the action 7, 8, and 9 due up for Creighton Prep, Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin Norman. As Creighton Prep comes to the plate, it is going to be the catcher, Michael Chase, as he steps into the right-handed batter's box to face the right-handed arm of Swierczyk. And we are underway in the top of the 3rd. This one hit through the right side for a base knock, and that is Creighton Prep's first hit of the game. And as I mentioned, just last half inning, if you're Creighton Prep, right, there's been 3 straight innings now Millard West has threatened. And in one of those, they put up a 3 spot. You got to figure out a way to chip away. You cannot let this get to too large of a lead, as there will be also a courtesy runner at first base.
I think that's Paul Ryberg, number 7.
So it's number 7, Paul Ryberg, subs in as the courtesy runner for the catcher, Chase. Got to start chipping away. 3-0 your score, top of the 3rd inning. That was the first hit of the game for the Creighton Prep Junior Jays, who knocked off the Bellevue West T-Birds in the first round. Bellevue West eliminated earlier today, as well by Elkhorn South. This one fouled off left side, giving it a run for it is the left fielder, but it goes into the net above the suite, the field level suite, I should say, here at Warner Park.
I'm sure that field level suite would be cool to sit in, but I'm a big fan of having an elevated view of a baseball game.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad view from over there. Interesting being on the field level. You're actually below the players. You're actually below the field. You're sitting basically below the turf or below the dirt. No balls, 1 strike here to the 8-hole hitter, Ziola. as he watches fastball outside, ball 1. Ziola, the left fielder. I almost said 7. 7 in the field, left fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swiersik comes set and slide steps. Screwed up the timing just a little bit on Ziola. Swings and misses at that one, 1-2.
Screwed up the timing with the slide step and also the breaking ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The claps starting here for Millard West as Ryberg leads off at first base. The pitch from Swiersik as it bounces in front of the dish. Good hop and block and recover by the catcher for Millard West, Sam Kidd, as he sprinted out up that first baseline. First of all, blocked it back into the field of play, but then also sprinted up that first baseline to prevent Ryberg from swiping an extra bag. So 2 balls, 2 strikes coming up here in the top of the 3rd inning. Nobody out, top of the 3rd. Leadoff single by Michael Chase. The pitch swung on, fouled off left side, and I believe that one's going to get to the seats.
Ziola's been behind. I wonder if you see a breaking ball away to get him to keep going that way, or do you try to challenge him with a fastball now they're at the bottom of the order?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 3-0. A little bit of pause in play just as the Wildcats' left side of the field trots back to their position. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Ziola, the left-handed hitter against the righty, low in the dirt. Nice job laying off by Ziola, and it's full. I would have went fastball, I'll be honest. I think I would stick with the fastball. Figure out a way to get on top. You allowed a leadoff single. Force them to beat you, especially here to this point where they showed they haven't been able to. The runner goes on 3-2. This one popped up foul. It gets out of play, so the runner doesn't have to worry about retreating back and getting doubled up.
I like the approach from the bottom of the order here, Nick. You saw Chase lead off, hunted first pitch fastball, poked it through to the right side, and now next pitch of the at-bat will be the 8th here to Charlie Ziola, doing everything he can to set the table for the top of the order.
3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 3rd. Creighton Prep winner's bracket game. Quick pick over to first, and back in time was Ryberg. 4 hits for Millard West, 1 for the Junior Jays. A lot of bodies in that Millard West dugout. A lot of bodies. As the pitch is up and out of the zone, ball 4, and Creighton Prep has something cooking in the top of the 3rd as they have a leadoff single from Chase and a extensive at-bat that ends in a walk for Ziola. So that brings up the 9-hole hitter, the shortstop today for Creighton Prep, number 3, Garrett Anderson. Anderson's a sophomore hitting .263 from the right side, facing the right-handed arm of Swiersik.
It seems like a spot for a bunt, but he does have a little pop with 2 homers on the year.
I mentioned it last game also to you, Austin. Well, we talked about it extensively as he squares to bunt and it goes foul. But I mentioned it, one of the few, you're only going to get a few opportunities each couple of innings. And this feels like one where this is one Creighton Prep, if they don't get at least 1 out of this start, feels like kind of a disappointment.
Feels like you let Millard West off the hook.
There you go. No balls, 1 strike here to Garrett Anderson after the foul bunt. We'll see if he elects to go again. I also want to point out he was bunting that down the first base line. He's showing pretty early here, needs to get it down as he pulls back. If you're showing that early, before the pitcher even comes set, there's no excuse for you not to have the angle, not to be able to put a strike thrown down on the ground.
I'm sure it's different facing this velocity and this movement.
Certainly.
But my theory was never show early. Give yourself the best chance to reach base if you're going to be bunting.
Showing bunt again. Now he gets it down to the first base side, and the only play is to first, as it was a lob throw over there by the first baseman. I think they would have, if they had a little bit more urgency out of the first baseman for Millard West, J.D. Moffitt, they had to play at third. But ultimately enough, decided to not even look that way and surrender the second and third base runners. So Anderson does his job. He sacrifices the guys over for out number one. And now Ryberg is at third base, and Ziola is at second as they move up on the sacrifice.
Bottom of the order did its job. Got 2 runners in scoring position as the lineup turns over.
Now it's Bartholomew's try as he worked a full count back in the first inning, ultimately grounded out to the second baseman. He takes ball one, up and away, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, something right side. Once again, do your job. Pass the baton to the next guy in line. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out here, top of the third. The pitch. Inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Bartholomew shakes his head and doesn't agree with the call.
If you're Bartholomew, you're absolutely looking right side. If you're Swiersek, you're looking for a strikeout, a pop-up, or something right at a fielder. No productive outs for Millard West.
1-1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here to Bartholomew, and that one is just up and away for a ball, 2-1. Especially in those types of situations, if Swiersek's going to throw you outside, man, almost inviting you to hit it to the second base or even through the 3-4 hole on the right side into right field. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swiersek delivers. Upstairs, way high, and it's 3-1.
You never want to put the tying run on base, but a walk isn't the worst thing here, Nick, because you could set it before so at every base you have room to work with. And not that the runners on base are slow, but Bartholomew is one of the fastest guys we've seen today. So if he's behind 2 runners, you're okay with that.
I also wouldn't mind seeing, as weird as it is, as much as we talk about it, a little bit of a surprise push bunt down the right side here. As Bartholomew swings and misses. Looked like he may have taken something off of that one because that was not as hard as the previous couple of pitches. But it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Now, certainly don't bunt, but look how deep the first baseman is playing. Those are the type of things that you don't always have to have it called to do it. The 3-2. It's up and in, and Bartholomew may have gotten clipped on that one, but it is ball 4 regardless. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Like I said, not the worst thing in the world. You're careful with the top of the order. And it brings up Tony Caniglio, who, Nick, Swiersek got to strike out looking in the first inning. Caniglio never really looked that comfortable in the box in this righty-righty matchup. Swiersek does start out pointed ever so slightly in his closed stance toward the right-handed batter on the third base side of things. Got Millard West coach coming out of the dugout.
Let's go ahead and step aside. We'll step aside, come back in 30 seconds right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
It is the top of the third inning, 3-0. Your score, Millard West out in front of Creighton Prep. Bases are juiced. Swiersek still on the mound. Tony Caniglio is the hitter, right-handed hitter against the right arm of Swiersek. Swiersek comes set out of the stretch. The first pitch to Caniglio, the third baseman, is inside, ball 1. Caniglio, as Austin mentioned, struck out looking back in the first for out number 2. Here he is in the third with just 1 out. Swiersek comes set, closes his stance a little bit, angled at the right-handed batter. Now it's low and away, but in the zone, it touches the corner for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 3-0 your score, Millard West out in front by a few runs. Just 1 hit today for the Junior Jays. This one swung on, drilled to the right side, but foul. Rain has stayed away, which has been a thing we should certainly be happy about, because per the radar earlier today, it did not look all that promising that we'd be getting all these games in before sunlight, or before, I should say, the sun went down. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-0 your score. Big at bat here, big pitch looming for Swiersik. The pitch on 1-2, swung, ground to the second baseman, could be 2. He touches the bag for 1, throws over to first, not in time. I'm really surprised, unless the second baseman for Millard West, Valdivia, just couldn't get a grip on it. I'm really surprised that he did not toss it over to Tyson Lewis.
It looked like it ate him up just enough to where he'd field it enough with his body. He couldn't just get it out of his glove easily and flip it, because that seemed, Nick, like a tailor-made 4.63.
So nonetheless, Creighton Prep gets the run on the fielder's choice. Bartholomew is out at second base on the 4 unassisted putout for out number 2. Brings up the 3-hole hitter, the designated hitter, Wheelock. Wheelock fouls this one off back to the press box. As Wheelock flew out to center field, where it was corralled by Jackson Williams back in that first inning.
Little surprised the runner wasn't in motion there, Nick, with the 3-hole at the plate. Get a guy in motion or get him into scoring position for the guy that's ostensibly the best hitter on your team.
The exact same scenario we saw with Millard West last inning, where Nick Van Tyker ran on the very first pitch once he got on first base and there was runners on the corners. So to Wheelock, it's 0-2 after he fouls another one off. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the third inning, it's 3-1 Wildcats. Caniglio on first. Ziola on third. There goes Caniglio. This one hit well out to right field. Going back is the right fielder, and making the catch is the right fielder, Chance Roberts. But that will do it for the top of the third inning, as after 2.5, it is Millard West 3 and Creighton Prep 1. We'll step aside. Coming up for the Wildcats in the bottom half of the third inning, it is Valdivia, Struck, and Roberts. 4, 5, and 6 due up. Coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Nick Sander back with you. Austin Norman alongside. It is 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the bottom half of the third inning. Jamison Harris still on the mound for the Creighton Prep Junior Jays, a Millard West Wildcat running along the warning track as we have to sit tight and hold on. As now he is still running along the warning track in foul territory. There he goes.
The freeze would have caught him by now.
Freeze would have caught him. He is by the field level suite on the left side, now approaching the third base coach's box, but they're going to give the signal to go ahead and play. Better be careful. Some foul balls have been hit down there. The first pitch is outside, ball 1.
That's just a courtesy pitch from Harris. You knew he wasn't quite in the dugout yet, so he went outside.
There it is. Valdivia, the hitter, the starting starting second baseman. Where's number 1? The 1-0. Missed it badly, 2-0.
Okay, maybe the first one was just a misfire.
2 balls, no strikes, nobody out here, bottom of the third. 3-1 your score. Millard West with a 2-run lead, swinging the bat. 3-0. I told Austin during the break, and I have no problem saying it on air, I feel like Millard West is just a couple of at-bats away from really breaking this one open. Depending on, obviously, Creighton Prep bringing in a fresh arm out of the bullpen. Feels like they have a pretty good read on Harris, as it's 3-1 after the 3-0 strike.
Nick, that's pitch number 44 in 2+ innings. It hasn't been clean. It hasn't been easy for Harris, even when he hung the 0 last inning.
Just feels like an opportunity is just waiting for Millard West to kind of, I don't want to say put the nail in the coffin, but put up a crooked number as Valdivia draws a leadoff walk. 3-1 is your score. We'll see how long the leash is for Jamison Harris from head coach Pat Mooney. Once again, as we mentioned, Creighton Prep has been here plenty of times. They had that run in the early 2010s, but man, haven't won a title since 2014. Or excuse me, haven't won a title since 2018, rather. Here they are, trying to get back there for the first time in what is now almost 7 years. First pitch to Struck, the designated hitter, is a strike, 0-1. Short lead at first, and Harris will just throw on over, just as a courtesy. So number 7, Caden Struck, the senior infielder.
Valdivia's bouncing back and forth between his right and left feet. I think Harris tried to catch him on a misstep.
No balls, 1 strike. Swung on and missed from Caden Struck, 0-2. Struck shown the inability here to be able to wait on that pitch on the outside part of the plate. Go right back to it if you are Jamison Harris. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner on first base is Valdivia. The pitch from Harris. Outside corner, bounces off the glove of the catcher, and a free 90 feet for Valdivia as he strolls into second. That would be categorized as a pass ball in my book, Austin Norman.
I would have to agree.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, bottom of the third. Millard West leading 3-1. They have Valdivia on at second base. Beautiful night for baseball. The breeze has ultimately stopped as this one swung on, hit well out to the left side, but foul, and it bounces back into the field of play off of about the 9th row bench. Better than hitting a person. That'd be not fun to watch.
And that won't happen next year, right? That'll be covered up.
That won't, as they will extend the nets all the way from foul pole to foul pole in all minor league and professional ballparks. 1-2 the count. The pitch, the runner goes, and not even a chance is now you're going to throw it down. See, the catcher doesn't even throw it down as Valdivia swiped third. He slid past third base. And that's when the catcher finally threw it down there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, Valdivia at third after the stolen bag.
Infield comes in. Birchfield had a sense that the steal was coming. Valdivia was getting it timed up. Didn't see a true pickoff from Harris.
May have missed a balk, and now just a hard ground ball hit right at the shortstop. Goes underneath the glove of the shortstop, and that will score a run. So a 2-2 count that started as an 0-2 count is now an RBI single, as that was the Wildcats' 5th hit of the day, and this may be it for Jamison Harris, as they've had an arm working in the bullpen for a while now. Having a conversation on the mound. We'll see what happens here. It appears that they may keep him in, give him a chance to work through this 3rd inning, as they have not taken the baseball quite yet. Your score 4-1 as Valdivia. So talk about the chain events, or the chain of events that is. You have a pass ball, not even a wild pitch, a pass ball that just bounces out and away from the catcher as the meeting has adjourned. But that allowed Valdivia to get to second base. The stolen base, you could chalk that up to Harris just getting in a routine, having the same cadence, the same time from when he comes set to when he goes home. And then a nice piece of hitting by Caden Struck to just pound it through, and it went underneath the shortstop's glove. Should it have been stopped? Probably. Should have been deflected at the least, but ultimately it was not, and Caden Struck is standing on first base. Brings up Chance Roberts, the right fielder. The first pitch to the AB bounces off the catcher's glove again, but Struck unable to swipe an extra 90 feet. It's 1-0.
Didn't read that ball down and away, Nick. I'm curious to see how Harris pitches Roberts here, if there's any concern about that shoulder diving into second base first inning.
1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Low in the dirt, 2-0. A lot of lefties sometimes will come across their body, and that's what can make it so difficult against a lefty-lefty matchup but with Harris specifically, comes quite over the top. It's pretty straight top to bottom there as he'll quickly pick over, but maybe that's a positive thing to take away if you are a left-handed hitter facing Jamison Harris. You don't have to worry about that consistent, even on a fastball, maybe hooking away from you, continuing to go away from your body as a left-handed hitter. The 2-0 pitch, swung on. No swing. I thought it was going to be a called strike.
That was close because the bat head didn't travel past the plane. So by rule, it's not a strike, but it looked like, as violently as he started that swing, it looked like an offering. That's incredible bat control to keep that as tight to his body as he did.
It almost looked like the umpire thought he was going to swing and flinched. So he missed where that ball actually crossed the plate at, because it could have been a called strike as well. But now another ball that it pops out of the catcher's glove on a 3-0 pitch, and it is strike one, 3-1. Gonna have to figure out a way to get some stickum on that glove or something behind the dish. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Swung on and missed, as it looked like Chance Roberts regretted swinging at that one as soon as that bat crossed the plane, but it's as good as a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch for Harris here. You feel like if he gives up a free pass, that might be the day for Jamison Harris. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The pitch just outside, ball 4. So Struck moves up to second base, and Chance Roberts is at first. It looks like here comes the Creighton Prep head coach, Pat Mooney. So he will make the signal to the pen. Jamison Harris's day is done. We'll finish up the stat line, tell you all about it, and tell you about the new arm when we return in 90 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. Dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people. Small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
So Jamison Harris's day is done. They turn to Brady Eck to the junior Jays. Eck, number 9 for Creighton Prep. The senior pitcher, 2-1 on the year, 4.77 earned run average. This is a winner's bracket game, so despite the result for either side, they will still have a crack at playing again tomorrow if they do lose. 4-1 is your current score. Millard West with 2 guys currently on base, as Caden Struck stands at second and Chance Roberts, following the walk, stands on first. Brady Eck, the right-handed thrower. And once again, this feels like, I said at the start of this inning, feels like Millard West was just kind of on the brink of potentially putting up a crooked number. Now we're starting to get into it, as still there's 0 outs in this inning. If Brady Eck doesn't come in and throw some strikes, things could get out of hand quickly, and not in a good way for Creighton Prep.
Eck's got some zip. He throws harder than Harris does, at least during his warm-up, and you can see the break on his breaking ball from here. It gets about, 45, 50 feet from the plate. There's a distinct glove side turn there. So a different look, a righty that throws a little harder. Now that Harris threw soft, but a lefty that relied a lot on that breaking stuff. Runners on first and second. I actually don't mind this for Brady Eck because there's a force at every base. It's not like he has to avoid a productive out.
Here's this. So once again, Sam Kidd struck out swinging, and now they've made a change hitting. Caden Dreesen is going to do the hitting for Sam Kidd. Both guys are catchers, as Dreesen shows the bunt and cannot put it down. But now swiping third, unable to do so safely, is the runner from second, Caden Struck. A nice job by Creighton Prep throwing out Millard West on the base paths. And it almost looked like for a moment they were distracted by the runner at first. And so the guy from second, Caden Struck, tried to steal third base, and they threw him out on a nice throw. Good job being aware behind the plate and at third base. 1 out now in the bottom of the third. The pitch. Dreesen takes it, low and away, ball 1.
Not sure I like that decision from Struck, Nick. Nobody out. I don't mind being aggressive. That didn't seem like the situation. You have a big inning brewing. It's your first look at a reliever. But if the guy is going to take off, the runner on first has to recognize that and take the next 90.
Simple as that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Eck, quick move over to first. Back safely was Chance Roberts. So once again, Dreesen pinch hitting. Here's the 1-1 outside. Ooh. Favorable call and for Creighton Prep. I thought that was far outside. Plus the catcher was leaned all the way over to have to go and catch that one. He was set up inside, had to lean all the way over to the left-handed batter's box to grab that one. And he got the strike call. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch from Eck. The runner goes. The catcher off balance. Throws from his knees. Both guys are covering second base. And neither one of them were able to catch that baseball.
I'm surprised that Chase gave his guys as much of a chance at that as he did, throwing from one knee kind of sidearm. I thought there was going to be no reason to throw, but that was surprisingly close from Michael Chase.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner in scoring position now at second base. Brady Eck, the right-handed thrower, lifts the leg high, fires strike 3. Swing and a miss from Caden Dreesen, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. So now that brings up Jackson Williams. Jackson struck out swinging his first time up.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, Nick, but just punch something through the right side. Right field is playing extremely deep for a guy that has a little bit of pop, but not that much opposite field. And with the wind at a standstill, there's no reason to be that far into the outfield grass.
Low and away, ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 4-1 is your score. The The pitch hits the corner outside. Strike one. So once again, this inning started with a walk to Valdivia. He advanced to second on a pass ball, stole third base, and then came around to score on a single. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 4-1 Millard West. The high leg kick, firing home, low out of the zone, ball 2. Then that ended up with Chance Roberts, a walk, struck the second base bag, and Roberts at first. Harris was pulled at that point, and now this is Brady Eck's second batter after striking out Dreesen. The pitch, low, hits the corner, 2-2.
If that can live on that area of the plate that's maybe just off the plate, but between the corner and the chalk, and keep it at the knees, that's a really good spot.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brady Eck fires home, swung on. It was lunged for by Williams, and he just fought that one off for a foul ball.
And you have to do that in protect mode with 2 strikes. You have to try to reach out and do everything you can to get a piece of it. Williams pretty much right up against, as far as I can see, that inside line of the batter's box.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-1 Millard West, runner in scoring position at second base. Eck fires home, breaking ball, hammered down the third base line. That will score. As Jackson Williams races around first, the throw into second is not in time. Jackson Williams on a 2-2 fastball on the inner half is able to score. Chance Roberts from second and switch places with him as Jackson Williams slides in head first for an RBI double.
You see the speed on display, Nick. That was hit hard. The left fielder did a great job of getting to it. That was Charlie Ziola. Decent throw. Maybe the tag was just a hair slow. Jackson Williams motored around first. He had no plans on stopping there.
5-1 now. Millard West out in front. The first pitch, the at-bat, is fouled off left side to number 30, Jake Blackman. So Millard West has added 2 here in the bottom of the third after surrendering 1 in the top. No balls, 1 strike. Pickoff back to second. Back in time is Jackson Williams. Six hits in today's game for the Millard West Wildcats. The pitch swung on, hit well. This one tracking towards right center field. The center fielder, Bartholomew, is unable to grab it. Williams will slowly trot in, and stopping at second base is Blackman. Now, Blackman thought about going to third on an overthrow, but decided to stay put at second base. And you know why? Because Tyson Lewis is stepping in with the Wildcats up 6-1. Blackman hit that one pretty well to the right center gap. The wind is at a complete standstill. Williams was easily able to score from second. Bartholomew looked like he was going to have a chance at it in center field, and it popped out of his glove. The pitch to Lewis. Inside, ball 1.
I was getting ready to praise Bartholomew for making up. He took maybe 1 step too far to the right center field gap. He kind of had to reach back over that left shoulder on his route, and I think just that angle maybe made it harder to squeeze it.
So Brady Eck, the pitch, hits the inside corner. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyson Lewis.
And again, Nick, that's a play you have to make to help your pitcher out, right? It was pretty well hit, but if you get a glove on it, get your pitcher out of the inning, he did his job.
Swung on and missed by Tyson Lewis. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the third. Wildcats have put up 3 more here in the bottom half. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Ball 2. Tyson Lewis doubled back in the first and then grounded out in the second inning. In all honesty here, use that same game plan. Go right inside, see if you can jam him. The fastball rolled over, foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brady Eck in relief of Jamison Harris comes set at the belt. Runner on second is Blackman. The pitch swung on and missed. And what a strikeout for Brady Eck as he gets Tyson Lewis down swinging on just a fastball low and away. And that will do it for the bottom half of the third inning. But Millard West adds 3 more, and Swisek going back out onto the mound. We'll have the fourth inning of action and more coming up in just 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Nick Sander back with you, Austin Norman alongside. It's 6-1 Millard West as we enter the fourth inning. Here's Austin Norman.
Liam Smithberg to lead things off for Creighton Prep. His first at bat popped out to the second baseman. 6-1. Millard West leads 57 pitches, now 58 for Swiersek as Smithberg fouls that one off to the right side. Feels like Creighton Prep needs a response here, Nick. Millard West has left some runners on base despite scoring 6 runs. As Swiersek jumps ahead 0-2 on Smithberg leading off the fourth inning. Against a team like Millard West, you can't afford to get down by more than just a few runs. You got to do everything you can to stay in striking distance. Swiersek fires outside, good waste pitch on 0-2. Good leave from Smithberg. Here comes Swiersek. The righty kicks and deals. Poked out over the head of Valdivia at second base. Nice piece of hitting there from Smithberg. He gets the inning started with a nice single to right field. Bringing up the right fielder, this is Cal Anthony. He struck out his first at bat.
All right, so now you have a leadoff base runner, right? You got a leadoff single on a nice little piece of hitting. Went down and got it, poked it over Valdivia's head. Let's do something with it if you're Creighton Prep.
Anthony, he's a sophomore. Highest batting average on the team in 61 official at-bats, 27 hits on the year. That's good for a 443 average. Anthony takes it for strike one. Average lead for Smithberg over at first base. He wiggles those fingers on the right hand, leaning back toward first. Cut on and missed by Anthony, who swung over top of a breaking ball. Swiersek jumps ahead 0-2.
Both hitters this inning. Swiersek's been able to jump up 0-2. So much more of an advantageous position if you have your whole arsenal open within the first 2 pitches of your at-bat.
And it wasn't a bad pitch, 1-2 to Smithberg. Just a good job throwing the hands at it and had just enough to get it over Valdivia. As here, Anthony rolls over, big candy hop, flip to second for 1. That's all they'll get. So 4-6, Valdivia to Lewis. That's a fielder's choice. Anthony trades places with Smithberg over at first base.
Smart decision by, and I say this because we've seen the opposite happen at state baseball so far this week. Smart decision by Tyson Lewis not to throw that ball to first base. No reason to force it. You don't have a play. A lot of times we've seen it, I've seen it today, is that they're forcing something and they throw it into foul territory, giving an extra base.
Selfishly, I wanted to see just how hard Tyson Lewis could throw the baseball, but you are correct. It was the wise decision. So 1 away. Up into the batter's box strides Logan Birchfield. He flew out to left field to end the second inning. Takes a strike and for the first pitch of his at bat. 65 pitches through 3 1/3 innings for Swiersek. Righty on righty matchup with Birchfield. It's Anthony at first base. We're pretty sure that's Kidd that re-entered the game at catcher. Of course, he was pinch hit for by Caden Dreesen last inning. Snags the pitch outside, 1-1. A little more aggressive of a lead from Anthony at first now. He takes off. Kidd fires, throws down on a hop, gets past Lewis, gets past Valdivia. Good hustle backing it up by Jackson Williams. So there's 90 feet moved up by Cal Anthony. Runner in scoring position now for the Junior Jays.
Nice job. Kidd behind the dish almost took his pitcher's head off with how low that throw was. Excuse me. He also didn't get any momentum behind it.
That was all arm.
Yeah.
So here's Sweetek. He's set at the belt. Quick check back to second base. Fires a fastball high and tight. 3-1 the count. Now, if you're Birchfield, absolutely do not try and do too much. No home runs on the year. 19 runs driven in. A lot of room in left center field if you can poke it over the head of Tyson Lewis. Swirsek delivers, ground ball chopped down the third baseline, just foul out of the reach of Van Tyker. Brings us to a full count. Swirsek has one walk on the day. He walked Ziola, then also hit Henry Bartholomew on what would have been ball 4. Full count to the 6th hitter, Logan Birchfield. Here comes Swisek's pitch to the plate. Flared foul down the right field line. We'll do it again. Had some action in the Millard West pen before. Sorry, Nick.
That's right. Sun is fully set here. I was just going to give a weather report. Wind is there's no wind. The flags are not moving. They're literally hugging the pole.
And here's Switek. Long look at second base. The pause, delivery, shot back up the middle. Will it flare over Valdivia? It will not. Nice ranging catch. Tries to fire back to second base. That's one where you credit Lewis for not trying to throw the double play ball, but Valdivia, trusting his Division I commit, may at least be worth a try. Lewis couldn't pick it, but there's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, pop out to the second baseman. Valdivia has some really good range, and that's one thing, having an experienced middle infield, just infield in general, that's played a lot of baseball with the outfielders and consistently the communication piece, knowing, okay, if the ball is in this area, the second baseman's got it. I also know that Jackson Williams is behind me if I need somebody to call me off.
We saw that range from Valdivia to start the second inning. He ranged all the way over to the warning track in foul territory down the right field line to slide and catch a foul pop-up off the bat of Liam Smithberg. Into the box now, it's Michael Chase. He's the catcher. Singled and scored in that third inning. Righty on righty matchup. Swirsek misses outside with the breaking ball. Count runs to 1-1. It's 6-1 Millard West as we play in the top of the fourth inning. Dylan Swirsek gets the sign from his catcher, Sam Kidd. High kick swung on, fouled straight back to the net. Timing was there, just underneath it was Michael Chase.
Chase, the only Junior J to come around and score today. Scored last inning in the third after singling earlier in that inning.
Ziola waits on deck. He drew a walk his first at bat. Should Chase manage to battle back from this 1-2 count. 1 run on 2 hits for Creighton Prep is all. The walk and the hit by pitch include the other base runners. Here's Switek ahead in the count, 1-2. Swung on, poked down the third base line. Couple feet foul. We'll do it again at 1-2.
I will say this, I mean, and not just because Switek's been effective today. It just feels like Creighton Prep just so off balance at the plate. They just don't know really what Switek's going to throw their way. They don't know a location. They've had some really poor swings today at some really bad pitches, and Switek's got away with them.
He's set, ready to deliver the second straight 1-2 pitch. That one poked to right field. camping underneath it, drifting toward the right field line is the right fielder, Chance Roberts. Nothing comes of the base runners that inning for Creighton Prep. We head to the bottom of the fourth. We're halfway home. It's Millard West 6 and Creighton Prep 1. Don't go anywhere. Back in a minute here with more Class A state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Brady Eck out for his second inning of work. He threw 19 pitches in his first inning for Creighton Prep. His team trails 6-1. Due up for Millard West, 2, 3, and 4. It's Nick Van Tyker, J.D. Moffitt, and Mike Valdivia. Eck retired Tyson Lewis on a swinging strikeout to end the Wildcat third inning. Eck, the righty, came on in relief of Jamison Harris. Nick,
that was such a big strikeout too. I mean, here's the thing: we would be naive if we said these guys don't know stuff about other players and the guys that they're playing against as well. So I think for Brady Eck, now obviously all three of those runs that were given up last inning were not at his fault, but that might do a little bit for the confidence going up against some of these guys, is being able to get a guy like Tyson Lewis down on strikes.
His reward for getting Tyson Lewis out is facing Nick Van Tyker, who pokes it into right field. It gets past the right fielder, Cal Anthony. Van Tyker speeding into second base. He's in with a head-first dive ahead of the throw. One pitch and a runner in scoring position for Millard West.
Well, good. Congratulations, Brady Eck. You struck out Tyson Lewis, but Nick Van Tyker also has something to say, and he can hit the ball pretty well too.
That brings J.D. Moffitt to the place. He walked and scored in his first at-bat in the first inning, then lined out to shortstop to end the Millard West second inning. Moffitt, good size, stands in the right-handed batter's box. On the year, a .305 hitter. Sent 2 balls out of the yard. Short walking lead from Van Tyker. Now Moffitt squares to bunt. Takes a breaking pitch low and away for a ball. This is where I am not team bunt, Nick. Looking to add to a big lead. You have a runner in scoring position. Not much of a difference between a guy standing on second or standing on third. Moffitt doesn't square this time. Watches over the outside part of the plate, called a ball.
So similar to Lincoln East, if Millard West can hang on here, they will have a bye tomorrow. They won't have to play till Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Eck is set, blue tops, black pants for Creighton Prep. Millard West in the all-white, maybe off-gray helmets. Long pause from Eck, who fires in a breaking ball. Nice pitch, Nick. That's a little gutsy 2-1. You think a guy's sitting fastball. Good pitch, good execution there by Brady Eck.
Yeah, better execution, right? He probably left it hanging a little bit, but you saw it buckle the knee of Moffitt, and so it did its job. And now Moffitt, hopefully, if you're a Creighton Prep supporter, a little off-balanced.
Eck, the 2-1. Moffitt squares to bunt, and it plunks him. They call foul ball. No, they do award him first base. At least the umpire pointed down to first base. Moffitt not taking his base.
Did Moffitt just say, oh, he went around because he was still squared?
That's a strike call, not a point.
It hit Moffitt, and he basically swung the bat because he was still around on it.
All right, so it's 2-2. Eck brings it home, breaking ball fouled off. Third base coach not donning a leather glove, so he scoots out of the way. I'd like to tell coach to body up and make a play, but that was hit pretty hard off the bat of Moffitt.
Yeah.
We'll do it again at 2-2.
Also, sitting up here, it looks like those aren't too hard to grab. I have a feeling that when you don't have a glove on, you get kind of antsy.
You feel a little different about it. Van Tijker at second. That one ripped down the third base line. Van Tijker took a step back towards second base. It's not going to matter. It will matter. He's held up. Now he comes home. No throw to the plate. Curious base running decision on two different fronts by Nick Van Tijker. He started back to second base on a ground ball, made it to third base. His coach was waving him home. He would have scored without a throw easily. Van Tijker held himself up, had to restart, made it home anyways. It's 7-1 Millard West.
I would say what's even more surprising was the throw, right? You threw it into second base. That's the biggest thing nowadays, right? And I guess not nowadays. In high school baseball and at every level, you have to be able to throw it low enough to where it hits your cut. You don't have to fly it to the base on a single fly. You don't want to. You want to be able to hit your cut. You throw it through the relay guy. And that time they didn't, which allowed Van Tijker, when he saw the throw was going to go way over the head of the shortstop, who was the cut man, it was going to go into second base. He knew that he could get the additional 85 feet.
Give Moffitt a double on that since the throw went to second. It's not like he advanced to second on a throw.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up Valdivia in the cleanup spot. He squared to bunt on the first pitch on a pitch that was shoulder high. He fouled it to the backstop. Not squaring the second pitch lets that one go, drift above his shoulders for a ball. Count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here you are, and once again, 0 outs. This is a chance for Millard West to put up a crooked number and quickly, if not to throw any bad juju in the air, but if Millard West is able to get just 4 more runs here, Creighton Prep could see them only having 1 opportunity left.
Big cut from Valdivia. He knows he missed that one, Nick. That was an extremely hittable pitch just over the outside, kind of middle part of the plate. And again, a big gap in left center field. Left fielder shading the line. Center fielder playing very slightly pull side on the left-handed batter. Valdivia waves and misses. They give the catcher, Michael Chase, credit for the catch. No throw required to first base. There's the first out of the inning. Strikeout of Mike Valdivia by Brady Eck.
Good pitch. Good way to stay competitive if you're Brady Eck. Couple arms working in the bullpen for Creighton Prep as well.
Creighton Prep, blue tops, black pants, Millard West, all white, green accent, green numbers. Now entering. Well, it's Caden Struck. I don't know what the umpire was signaling for necessarily. Struck was not removed from the game.
He was not.
Nor were there any substitutions on the Creighton Prep side. So it's Struck. He reached on an error and scored in the first inning. RBI single in the third. 7-1, Millard West in the fourth. Pitch home, low and in the dirt. Taken for a ball by Struck. Nine hits through the first 3 1/3 innings for the Wildcats. A few of them for extra bases. Here's Struck, watches the fastball. Across the knees on the inside portion of the plate for strike 1. Caden Struck, a .302 hitter, driven in 12 on the year. There's a runner in scoring position for him right now with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Eck winds and deals. Tough take there by Struck, but a good eye watches that one cross low and out for a ball.
Yeah, Struck singled back in the 3rd inning. Was a big out in that 3rd inning for Creighton Prep, a more important one for Millard West as well, as he got caught stealing at 3rd base.
Chase didn't do Eck any favors there, kind of flipped the glove out. If he squared up on the outside corner or if Eck hits his spot, that might be a stolen strike, but instead the count goes to 3-1 now.
Once again, get your nose and catch that ball in the center of your body. Move your upper half of your body. It's all about quiet hands.
Fly ball lifted to left field, camped underneath it, Charlie Ziola. Moffitt retreats to the second base bag. There'll be no advance. Quick second out of the inning. Bringing to the plate, Chance Roberts. Roberts has been on both times. Reached on a single that drove in a run in the first inning. That was the final run driven in of that first inning. Then he came around to score in the 3-run 3rd inning after drawing a walk. First pitch lofted. Well out of play down the 3rd base line. Eck jumps ahead in the count.
Something that we've missed here at Warner Park has been the sound effects. There's no sound effects of a glass window breaking in a car when the foul ball leaves the field of play.
Let's get that in the budget for next year, NSAA. Every little bit of the ambiance helps.
Yes.
0-1 pitch struck to right field by Chance Roberts. Being sent home is the runner struck. He's in ahead of the throw. The ball skips to the backstop. Roberts motors into second, makes a big turn. Excuse me, that was Moffitt scoring from second base on the RBI single by Chance Roberts. Nick, he's 2 for 2 today with 2 runs driven in. Nice piece of 2-out hitting there by Chance Roberts to score a run.
If I wanted to be nitpicky about one thing, I would say that as soon as Chance Roberts saw that ball got past first base on the throw from right field, and you knew it wasn't going to be cut off, that's when you got to go to second, because then you could talk about it gets past the catcher, then you could get another 90 feet over to third base. And so little things like that, if it wasn't an 8-1 ball game, if it was a much closer margin, those are things that can be the difference in winning and losing the state championship.
Looks like Pat Mooney is out of the Creighton Prep dugout. That gives us time to step aside for 60 seconds. There will be a call to the bullpen. You're listening to high school baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Owned Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Owned Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Millard West has scored 3 in the first, 3 in the third, and now 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning, forcing Creighton Prep to go to their third pitcher of the night as they turn to number 21, the sophomore, Jack Cosgrove, in replacement of Brady Eck. Cosgrove on the season 2-0 record with a .65 earned run average, a tall dude throws from the right side. He will inherit a base runner and Chance Roberts at second base. He will also be faced with Sam Kidd with up to bat and up to the plate. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning, back to Austin Norman.
Kidd struck out in the first. Thank you, Nick. Was pinch hit for by Caden Dreesen in the third inning. Kidd re-entered defensively. Now he's at bat. 8 runs on 10 hits for Millard West. Nick mentioned Cosgrove, similar build to Brady Eck. Eck came straight over the top. Cosgrove dropped it down a little lower, not quite true 3/4 style in warmups, but fires a fastball in for strike 1 against Sam Kidd. Cosgrove set high. Couple looks back to second base. Little slide step. That ball drilled to left center field. Left fielder has a beat on it, though. That's Charlie Ziola. Did a good job of reading his scouting report. Hit well off the bat, but settles into Ziola's glove in left center field. 2 runs cross the plate for Millard West. They lead it by a touchdown. It's 8-1 as we head to the 5th inning. Creighton Prep coming to bat. It will be Ziola Anderson, and Henry Bartholomew when we return in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Dylan Swierczyk climbs the hill for Millard West through 4 innings. He's at 76 pitches, 1 run on 2 hits for Creighton Prep. Again, the lineup is at the 8-hole hitter, Charlie Ziola. He made the catch in left field to end the 4th inning for Millard West. It's 8-1 with the call of the 5th inning, Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. 8-1 your score. Millard West out in front by 7. Stepping in for the Junior Jays will be number 19, the left fielder. We called his name a couple of times last half inning, Charlie Ziola. Swierczyk still on the mound. Really strong outing to this point. Just 2 hits allowed. 1 Junior Jays there. No errors for the Millard West defense as well, as Ziola swings and misses through the first one. 0-1. Swierczyk just doing a really good job locating, not minimizing the misses. As the 0-1 offering, as Swierczyk fires home, swung on, hit really well out to right field, and it's curling foul. That one hit the grass berm across the fence. That would have been gone if it was fair.
Eerily similar to the one we saw off the bat of Ty Smolinski in the Bellevue West Elkhorn South game earlier. Smolinski's had some more hang time on it. That was a laser from Ziola.
Really nice hit from Charlie Ziola. He does not have a home run to this year.
All right, now again, get the adrenaline under control. You just cranked one. Watch for a fastball up. Watch for the breaking ball down.
No balls, 2 strikes. Swierczyk lining up outside and misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the left fielder, Ziola. Charlie Ziola, a sophomore. You look at this Creighton Prep team, a couple of players on this team are fairly young. A couple of seniors, certainly, and Henry Bartholomew, Mike Wheelock, also Brady Eck, who was one of the arms. But Ziola, Caniglio, Smithburg, all guys who are playing significant time, going to be back. The 2-2, just up and away, 3-2. So good at-bat here from Charlie Ziola, as Millard West does have an arm warming up in the pen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. The pitch swung on, fouled back. We'll do it again at 3-2 as Ziola fights to stay alive. Ziola's got some pretty colorful cleats on. Pink bottoms on the back of them, but the front, it's white. Looks like blue fabric or leather surrounding the ankle. The pitch just up out of the zone, ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Charlie Ziola. So nice job by Ziola. After being down early in the count, able to work a leadoff walk. Brings up number 3, Garrett Anderson. Anderson, a sophomore once again, 263 hitter on the season, 2 long balls as well. This is the 9 hitter in the Creighton Prep lineup. Bartholomew is on deck, one of the few seniors. Swierczyk comes set, throws home, swung on, sky high pop fly to Jackson Williams, has his hands by his side, and makes the catch look like a can of corn for out number 1. F8 on the putout off the bat of Garrett Anderson. And that brings up the top of the order for the Junior Jays, Henry Bartholomew. Henry, a senior, hitting .330. He is 0 for 1 today. He walked back in the third, ultimately got out at second base on a fielder's choice, grounded out to the second baseman back in the first inning. 8-1 is your score. Millard West out in front by 7, pulling a fastball with Swiecek, and it's in the dirt. Good block behind the dish by Sam Kidd, and it's 1-0.
After a 7-pitch at bat to get the first out of the inning on one pitch, right? Keeps the pitch count down a little bit for Swiecek, who's over 80 now.
Swiecek fires. It's low, out of the zone, ball 2.
To continue that point, if you're Bartholomew, you're at the top of the order, you're used to taking pitches, get into that bullpen, do everything you can to see pitches, tire Swiecek out, get into that bullpen, and see what comes of it.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. In the top of the 5th inning, the pitch. Inside part of the plate, strike 1. So we'll be on the air once again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., this time from Tal Anderson Field in Omaha. We won't make our return to Warner until Wednesday. All 4 games at Tal Anderson Field as that pitch hits the outside corner for a strike, 2-2. Swiecek fought all the way back and has evened up the count, rather. We'll have Class A and B coming your way tomorrow. As 2-2 offering from Swiecek out of the stretch. Just outside, ball 3. Feel like this might be the end of the day if Swiecek ends up giving a free pass to Henry Bartholomew. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, fouled off right side. We'll do it again at 3-2. Nice job by Bartholomew fighting this one off.
By my count, that's pitch number 90, Nick.
So Swiecek comes set, the 3-2 offering. Swung on, grounded to the first baseman. Chance for 2. Moffett to Lewis. And back to Moffett, not in time for the fielder's choice. So 1 out. And if you're Millard West, I think you allow Swiecek to go ahead and finish this inning. However, if he's at that 91 pitch mark, you're talking about 3 days of rest is the requirement for 91 pitches. So they'll have a conversation. It looks like they're going to stick with Swiecek. Quick pick over to first, and back in time safely was Bartholomew. So that was 3-6 on the fielder's choice for out number 2. 2 outs here, top of the 5th. The pitch, just outside, ball 1. Tony Caniglio, the hitter. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Caniglio, the righty, as he takes that one inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike coming up to Caniglio. Caniglio on the day, 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 1st. Quick pick over to first base safely is Bartholomew. So once again, similar game times. We're not expecting any delays tomorrow. 10 a.m. and then so on. As that one gets past Sam Kidd behind the dish, and a free 90 is given to Bartholomew.
Kidd tried to glove that one instead of absorb it with his body. Even in an 8-1 game, you don't want to give Creighton Prep hope, right, Nick? Even with 2 outs, and it's just a runner on second base. It seems meaningless. It seems insignificant, but you and I have seen enough baseball to know something that might seem insignificant in the moment. You just never know.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Swiecek comes set. The pitch. Up and in, ball 3. Rather, ball 4. So Swiecek draws a walk, and that's going to probably do it for Swiecek. Rather, Caniglio draws the walk, and that'll do it for Swiecek. Excuse me. So Dylan Swiecek came in 5-1 on the year. He is in line to get the win. He will be responsible for runners on first and second, but he will receive a standing ovation as he takes a peek back to the scoreboard. He'll receive a standing O from the Millard West faithful here at Warner Park. Your score 8-1 as we are in the top of the fifth inning. We'll tell you about the new Millard West arm when we come back in 90 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. Dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people. Small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
We're back at Warner Park, 8-1. It's Millard West leading Creighton Prep. On to pitch for the Wildcats, number 19, Eli Hogue. He's a junior, 1-0 on the year, and ERA just over the Mendoza line at 2.03. Day is done for Dylan Swiersek in terms of pitches. He's responsible for the runners on first and second base with 2 outs. They're Eli Hogue's problem to deal with right now. Calling the action, Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. Eli Hogue takes the mound. Right-handed thrower, throws hard, and is pretty violent with his motion as well. His hat almost falls off every single time as he has to adjust it every single time once he's done with his delivery. But if it gets you through the inning, you're not going to complain. 2 outs in the top of the fifth. Runners on first and second. As stepping into the box will be Michael Wheelock. Wheelock, the designated hitter, hitting third in the Creighton Prep order. As Hogue delivers. Up and away, ball 1. So Wheelock 0 for 2 today. He has been the third out of every single inning that he's hit in. Tough day for Wheelock. Flew out to the center fielder, flew out to the right fielder in the first and third inning, respectively. Swung on and missed. I like the approach from Michael Wheelock, though, looking 1-0 fastball and saw 1-0 fastball, just missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the fifth inning. Hogue starts his delivery while looking at the runner at second. And that's tough because then you have to adjust your eyeballs to go back and find the catcher's mitt, find your spot where you want to throw it. That's really, really difficult, but a way to keep runners in check. It was a strike, so 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here as Wheelock steps into the right-handed batter's box on a 1-2 pitch. And he calls time before Hogue can come set.
Healthy lead from Bartholomew there at second base. Anything in the outfield, he should be in to score.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wheelock the hitter, Hogue the pitcher. The fire up and out of the zone, ball 2.
If we peek ahead to the bottom of the inning here, Nick, Hogue's job, obviously with a 7-run lead, you feel pretty safe about the result of the game. Never say never, obviously. But Millard West has put up 3 runs in 2 separate innings, another 3 spot if Hogue limits them to know runs here could be the difference.
2 balls, 2 strikes. This one skied high into shallow right field, and the second baseman, Valdivia, is on to make the catch for out number 3. So Wheelock flies out to the second baseman to complete the top of the 5th. If the Wildcats score 3, this one is over. It's 8-1 in the bottom of the 5th. We go as number 21, Jack Cosgrove, back out onto the mound. It is Williams, Blackman, and then the top of the order with Tyson Lewis when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Owned Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Owned Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Back here, it is the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-1 is your score. Millard West out in front by 7 as Cosgrove fires in to Jackson Williams for strike 1 as it was fouled off to the right side. 0-1. Cosgrove back to work early out of the windup. He fires. This one swung on, hit shallow right field. The second baseman ranging over. The right fielder charging in, calls off the second baseman and makes the catch for out number 1. But how about that? Williams was all the way to second base by the time the right fielder caught that one.
He showed off the wheels a couple times, had a foul ball down the left field line that he motored into second for. Great recovery out there in right field by Cal Anthony, Nick. He not only lost his hat, but slipped, made it to one knee, and still got there in plenty of time to camp under it.
Brings up the 9-hitter in the lineup, Jake Blackman, the left fielder, number 30, swings on this one, hits it left side, but foul. And it'll be 0-1. You never realize how many foul balls there are until you're in a park like this, and it's almost every single time.
Well, and the difference is you can get these foul balls back. If you're at some of these smaller fields, they're out of play, and you're hoping some little kid retrieves them for 50 cents.
Line drive right to the right fielder is caught, so another line drive to the men in Cal Anthony in right field for out number 2.
Nick, how about this? 6 pitches for Jack Cosgrove. He's alternated strikes and outs in the air.
How about that? So there you have it. Now that brings up Tyson Lewis. Once again, if you're just now joining us, Tyson Lewis is planning to go to Arkansas, or at least that's the public comment. However, multiple MLB execs have their eyes on Tyson Lewis come June's or July's draft. June.
I think it's June.
It would be June because it'd be the week after the College World Series as Tyson Lewis skies this one, foul territory, left side, unable to make the backwards catch was the third baseman. But Tyson Lewis has that decision to make between going to the SEC to be a shortstop at Arkansas or going towards the minor league and being in a developmental system.
Man, if he dips his shoulder like that, though, he's never going to make it.
There you have it. Tyson Lewis doubled back in the first, was eventually thrown out at home, though, in a rundown. The 0-1 offering swung on. This one hit well out to center field. Bartholomew continuing to go back. He's 2 steps in front of the warning track and allowed out number 3 as Tyson Lewis put a ride into that one. He hit that one incredibly well out to deep center field. But a great job by Bartholomew tracking that one down. And he was able to retire Tyson Lewis for out number 3. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Junior Jays clinging on here as Millard West has a 7-run lead. They lead it 8-1 when we come back in 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
We turn our attention to the sixth inning. It's a 7-run lead for Millard West over Creighton Prep. Eli Hogue back on the mound for a second inning of work. Took him 5 pitches to record 1 out in relief of Dylan Spearsack. First pitch to Liam Smithberg leading off the 6th inning. Breaking ball down and out, ball 1. Tyson Lewis hit the ball on the screws to end the bottom half of the 5th inning. As there's a line drive base hit to left center field. Nice piece of hitting there by Liam Smithberg. Back-to-back at-bats with a single for the first baseman for the Junior Jays. Mentioned Tyson Lewis hitting the ball on the screws despite it being a line out to center field. Like Nick said, just a few steps in front of the warning track as Tyson Lewis jogged back to the dugout to retrieve his hat, his glove, did a couple bench press motions. Looked like he was skipping backwards and joking about needing to hit the weight room. So leadoff man aboard, 3rd hit of the day for Creighton Prep. 2 of them off the bat of Liam Smithberg. Brings up right fielder Cal Anthony. Anthony dropped to a knee in pursuit of a fly ball last inning off the bat of Jackson Williams. Made up for it in time to camp underneath it for a catch. Want to know the count? Hogue delivers. There's a fastball swung on, lifted high into the night sky, right side, drifting over toward the Creighton Prep dugout are the first baseman and the catcher. That's Kidd and Moffitt converging, but it lands just out of play, just over the netting on the first base side over the Creighton Prep dugout. Count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike. Eli Hogue on the mound. He's a junior. 1-0 record on the year, ERA of 2.03. 3rd matchup between these two teams this year. First time was in the first game of the year, a 6-5 win for Millard West, and then it was 13-0 towards the start of the end. There's a base hit, ripped down the line in right. They'll go station to station. No, now the ball skips past the right fielder. Roberts couldn't come up with it clean. That's a single and an error there. Good base rip off the bat of Cal Anthony. That will rocket down the right field line. Chance Roberts had it eat him up. It bounced past him. Good hustle to hold the runners to just the 1 extra base instead of potentially scoring a run. So back-to-back singles open up the top of the 6th inning. Here comes Millard West coach out of the dugout, calling his infield in. Looked like he was maybe motioning to Nick Van Tyker specifically, but nope, it's a full infield conference. There is action out there in the ground level bullpen in center field.
We talk about the expectation at certain programs, right? It's that the expectation that when you're up 8-1, you play still like you are down 1-0, and every little thing is magnified. And that's certainly the case at Millard West. And so, I mean, certainly that's the case. You want to say that's the case at every team, at every program. But ultimately, the teams that are here the most and so consistently, it's a program standard, not just a team standard for that season.
Potential big inning brewing right now for Creighton Prep. It brings up Logan Birchfield hitting in the 6th hole. Second baseman is 0-2 on the day. He's flown out to left and popped out to second base. First pitch post-conference on the mound from Hogue is in the dirt. Ball 1. Birchfield, second baseman, wearing the hoodie. Valdivia, second baseman, wearing the hoodie. Only 2 players with such gear. Here's Hoag's 1-0, swung on through the left side, past a diving Tyson Lewis. That will score Liam Smithberg. Cal Anthony is held up at third base. Runners on the corners, nobody out. There's the 5th hit of the day. That's 3 straight singles opening up the top of the 6th inning for Creighton Prep.
Yeah, really nice piece of hitting there by Burkfield, because now it took a pitch that was over the plate, hit it hard through the 5-6 hole, and now with no outs, here we go, folks.
Brings up Michael Chase, 1 for 2 on the day, singled and scored back in the 3rd inning. Righty-righty matchup. Chase wheels the bat around. Hoag gets the sign. Quick peek at first base. He's set. Here's the over-the-top delivery. Breaking ball bounced in the dirt. Kid smothers it.
Kid's done a nice job behind the plate today. There's been 1 or 2 that maybe have squeaked on by, and there was one that he tried to backhand that kind of bounced off to the left side. But for the most part, his block and recovery has been really good.
Nobody out. 3 straight singles to open the inning. There's a ball chopped to third base. Van Tyker backhands. He comes home with it. Contact play might have been on there, Nick, because I don't think that was a wise decision if Cal Anthony made that on his own. If it's the contact play, it's understandable, make the defense make a play, but there's the first out of the inning at home plate.
There you have it. As now it kind of takes the wind out of the sails, right? Because now you're looking at your bottom 2 hitters. Now, granted, yes, Ziola did hit a home run foul last time, but ultimately it was certainly a case to where you would have liked to still have that runner on third base, but now you're turning to bottom 2 guys in your order saying, all right, get us a base knock and then another one to keep this inning alive.
The other key part of Van Tyker taking that throw home, getting the lead runner, is now there's a force at every base. So ground ball on the infield, take it to the closest bag if you're Millard West. Still a rally brewing for Creighton Prep. It's 8-2 as Ziola takes pitch that looked pretty good just off the plate, though, from Hoag for ball 1. Ziola, left-handed batter, neon green bat, matching the neon on the shoes that Nick noted earlier.
Ziola, 2 walks today.
Watches that one cross over the outside corner for strike 1. He's walked both at bats. Wheelock, the DH, has ended all 3 innings he's been up to bat in. Hashtag trends. Ziola, little bat waggle. Hoag comes set. Long look at second base. Another pitch over the outside corner. Ziola disagrees. That looks very similar to the previous pitch. Hoag doubled up. Ziola disagrees.
Which, why not? If something's working for you, you guys have a 6-run lead if you're Millard West. Go back to what's working consistently until it doesn't, and figure out a way to get these final 5 outs.
So here's Ziola, knees bent. Hoag stands tall on the mound. Big kick delivers just a couple inches further outside, enough for our home plate umpire to rule it outside. Counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garrett Anderson stands on deck. Zach Bunnett, his first at bat, flew out to center field in the 5th. We're in the 6th inning. It's 8-2. Millard West leading Creighton Prep. Junior Jays have pushed a run across here this inning. Hoag kicks and fires, swung on and caught off the foul tip by Sam Kidd. Good job to hold on to that pitch. There's the second out of the inning.
I say it again. Hoag starts his delivery while looking at second base. And I would say this. I mean, granted, it's working, and it worked right there with the strikeout. But if you're Hoag, man, you're talking about a high degree of difficulty for a 1/10 of a second more of looking at second base.
Anderson out in front of that one, rolls over at Van Tyker, steps, throws across the diamond. Long stretch. It looks like Moffitt just managed to keep his toe on. There's the 3rd out of the inning. Back-to-back-to-back singles. Open the inning for Creighton Prep. Leads to 1 run, but no more. 2 men left on base as Eli Hoag strands those 2 runners. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 8-2, Millard West leading. Back in a minute on 93.7 The Ticket.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
2, 3, and 4 due up for Millard West. Nick Van Tyker went 5-3 to record the final out of the top half of the inning. He's stepping in the right-handed batter's box against Jack Cosgrove on for his, well, he's pitched in his third inning now. It's only an inning and a third officially in the scorebook. Cosgrove wearing 21, delivers a pitch high and tight to Van Tyker. Looks like it clipped him on that lead left arm. That ends the streak, Nick, of strike, fly ball out that Cosgrove had for the first 4 batters he faced.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, right? You want to talk about hashtag trends. There you have it, Austin. There's a trend for you to where it was strike out alternating. But no, Van Tyker may have clipped him actually just underneath the arm on the left side of the rib area or chest area. So he kind of had to shake that one off. It looks like Van Tyker is going to be pinch ran for. Just give him a break as number 27.
Bennett Cloak.
For Millard West. Yes, Bennett Cloak will come in as somebody's booing somebody around here. But nonetheless, like you mentioned, yes, now that brings up Moffitt.
Moffitt walked and scored in the first inning, lined out to shortstop to end the second inning. His last at bat was a double down the left field line.
Almost hit Moffitt as that breaking ball didn't break enough, and Moffitt had to kind of do a little slide out of the way back towards the outside part of the batter's box.
That pitch, too, appeared Cosgrove maybe dropped the arm angle a little bit. He set at the belt, fires a fastball in, dropped by the catcher, but swung through by Moffitt.
I also wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Cloak in motion here. I think in the state tournament, sure. In the regular season, maybe if you have a 6-run lead, maybe you just put on the red light. But here you are, you're at Warner Park. Might as well try to pour it on at least and give yourself some more insurance.
Seems like Creighton Prep thinks the same thing as there's a pickoff attempt by Cosgrove to first base. Keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
Why not? It's the state tournament, like you said. What do you have to lose? Keep the pressure on, make the other team make plays, and earn their way back in.
There's Cloak. I apologize, I interrupted you out of habit, but Cloak goes out and runs, and he's in there safely.
Hey, you make the call of the stolen base, you make the call of the action. It's only fair. Moffitt takes inside for a ball. Not a strong throw by Chase either. So it's 2-1 now. J.D. Moffitt with a runner in scoring position, looking for his second RBI on the day. It was Van Tyker that scored last time. His pinch runner's there. Moffitt drops the hands, flies that one out. Well out of play down the right field line into the last row of seats before it would have hit the concourse. I will say, Nick, for all the baseball games I've attended, one of the things that I haven't seen happen to me personally is I've not been in the vicinity of a ball hit to the concourse. I'd love to know the scenes of your random baseball. You're minding your own business in the concession line, and here's this
terrifying
hurtling object.
Terrifying.
It's a 2-2 count to Moffitt. Righty-righty matchup with Cosgrove. Breaking ball chopped down the third base line. Half-hearted effort by the third base coach. That one was soft enough to make a play on.
Yeah, disappointing.
Come on, coach. If you're going to tell your guys to lock it in the 6-run game, set the example, right? Do as I say, not as I do doesn't fly in the state tournament. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cloak, the runner at second base. He's being held by Logan Birchfield of Creighton Prep. Cosgrove, quick glance. The righty fires a breaking ball. That one flared off to the right side. Birchfield ranges over from holding the runner at second base to well on the first base side of the hole. Makes the grab for the first out. And brings to the plate the cleanup hitter for the Wildcats, Mike Valdivia. Fielder's choice RBI in the first. Walk scored in the fourth and struck out in the third, I should say, and struck out in the fourth.
If there's one guy that's not named Van Tyker or Tyson Lewis or Swisek that I've been most impressed with, it's been Valdivia as he lines that one right side. But
delayed tag there by Cloak. I don't think the right fielder, Cal Anthony, thought he was going to go. I don't know if Cloak thought he was going to go either. He retreated, took a step, paused, and then continued to run.
Yeah. But as I was saying, Valdivia's put some good swings on it. He just lined out to the right fielder there. He's played really, really strong defense as well at second base today. Valdivia, take away some of the names of Tyson Lewis and Nick Van Tyker, and Valdivia is a really good ball player on this team.
Here's Caden Struck, back-to-back lefties here in this lineup. Struck watches that one. Have some arm side run from Cosgrove into that right-handed batter's box for a ball. Cosgrove working pretty quickly. He's back set. Struck an upright stance. Leg kick swung on. Flied into the night in center field. Bartholomew camps underneath it, and nothing comes of the leadoff hit by pitch by Van Tyker. We go to the seventh inning. Creighton Prep needs 6 runs to tie the game and keep their run through the state tournament on the undefeated portion of the bracket alive. We'll be back momentarily with the 7th inning. It'll be Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
3 outs for Millard West to move on to an off day tomorrow. They would next play Thursday. On to close it out for the Wildcats is Max Wand. He wears number 6. He's a senior left-hander with an ERA of 1 on the season. Due up for Creighton Prep, it's the top of the order. It'll be Bartholomew, Caniglio, and Wheelock. On the call, Nick Sainert.
Thank you, Austin. Final chance, barring a miraculous 6-run comeback for Creighton Prep here in the top half of the 7th inning. Creighton Prep started to rattle a couple of hits together last inning. They had 2 prior to the top of the 6th, and then able to get 3 back-to-back-to-back singles in the top of the 6th. But nonetheless, here they are in the top of the 7th, trailing by 6. 8-2 is your score. As Austin mentioned, it'll be the top of the order. Henry Bartholomew will lead things off. He reached on a fielder's choice in that 5th inning. The new pitcher is Max Wand. His first pitch is in there for a strike for the southpaw, Max Wand. Not the tallest of fellas, but throws hard, Max Wand, from that left side. He also kind of has a quick release. It's like he kind of just snaps it. It looks not effortless per se, but doesn't feel like he's fully reaching out to that glove like a lot of pitchers do. As this one's poked out to the right side, ranging over is the right fielder, and making the catch is Chance Roberts for out number 1.
Snap is a good way to describe it, right? A little flick of the wrist and doesn't always hold the follow-through. Dare I invoke the Keisei Tominaga comparison?
Oh, there you go. Of baseball.
Yes. It's not Ichiro, it's Max Wand.
Do we think Keisei could play baseball?
I don't know.
It's okay to say
Is,
no.
is he a first baseman? Or is
No.
he a corner outfielder?
Absolutely not.
Is he?
That's the thing is, I don't know what position
Is he
Keisei
Seiya
Tominaga.
Suzuki?
Ooh, I don't know. Keisei's hitting almost 600 in Major League Baseball now. Ground ball to Van Tyker. He throws it over to first in time for out number 2. 5-3 on the putout, and the last chance is Michael Wheelock, the designated hitter today. So Wheelock has had a tough day when it comes to ending the inning. He's had to do that job a couple of times. All 3 times that he's hit, he's ended the inning on his result. I suppose you could get a base hit and avoid that, but first pitch of the at-bat from Wand. Just outside, ball 1. So we'll be on the air at 10 a.m. tomorrow. It'll be Class B action up first and then Class A in the afternoon. It'll be our return to Tal Anderson Field in Omaha, the home of the UNO Mavericks. The 1-0 pitch, rather, is low and in, 2-0.
The home that Mike Bovey built?
Potentially. Rain Sanders.
2-0
pitch from Max Wand is to the backstop. The catcher lost his glove. 3-0.
Kid was able to make the diving stop on one of those
That's right.
in warm-ups. That one just a bit outside.
Three balls, no strikes to Michael Wheelock. The 3-0 pitch from Wand is right down Broadway for a strike. 3-1. Three-one offering is also in for a strike. 3-2. Wheelock started to mosey on down to first base before being called back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Max Wand rather, trying to come in and slam the door shut. The 3-2 offering from Wand swung on and missed, and Millard West was in control from the start as Wheelock goes down swinging to end the ball game. This Millard West Wildcats win 8-2 over the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. So Millard West has the day off tomorrow. They won't play until Wednesday at 4 p.m. at Warner Park for the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. I had a mind fart right there. Creighton Prep Junior Jays, they will play tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. At Tal Anderson Field against the Elkhorn South Storm. So how about that? That matchup, a matchup of a 7 seed and a 6 seed going up against each other. Up in the other Class A bracket, Lincoln East will have the bye until 10 a.m. on Wednesday at Warner Park, while Millard South and Lincoln Southwest play tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Tal Anderson Field. Austin, final thoughts on this one after being able to watch Millard West in person for the first time. What were your takeaways?
Contributions up and down the lineup. We mentioned the star power at the top, but you see that Williams and Blackman had doubles at the bottom of the lineup. You see, 1 through 6, everyone, I believe, everyone reached base. Not everyone had a hit, but Valdivia did his job. I think he's the lone guy without a hit in that lineup. They're deep. They're talented. We knew that. And for Creighton Prep, Nick, it's not like they were without opportunities. They had base runners. There was some traffic there. But aside from that first inning where they were able to knock, it wasn't in the first inning, but when they scored a run, there was more brewing. But a good job by Dylan Swiersek to limit the damage to just that one, keep it a 3-1 ball game. Millard West just tacked on a run or two here or there then in a couple different innings. Looking every bit the part of the Class A contender we thought they would be coming into, not just the year, but into the state tournament.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good baseball today. A lot of good baseball. If you ask me to name the games up and down, it might take me a moment. And so we're not going to worry about doing that right now. But Lincoln East is in the driver's seat in bracket number 1. Millard West is in the driver's seat in bracket number 2 in Class A action. So once again, join us from Tal Anderson Field starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for a little bit of Class B action from Tal Anderson Field in Omaha, as we're excited to get back to Class B action. Once again, Lincoln Northwest, congrats to them. They got their first win in state tournament history this morning, beating Beatrice. So we'll see Lincoln Northwest tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning rather. And we'll see a couple of these teams that we talked about today at Tal Anderson Field tomorrow afternoon. Once again, your final score, the Millard West Wildcats 8 and the Creighton Prep Junior Jays 2. Really strong outings from Swiersek and the Millard West Wildcats as they are 2-0 and get the bye until Wednesday afternoon. So once again, for Austin Norman, Ben back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, Nick Sainert saying so long after 4 games from Warner Park here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and